Welcome to the Health Coach Nation podcast. My name is Hailey Rowe. I'm a sales and marketing coach and strategist for health coaches, life coaches, and wellness professionals who want to become a leader in their field by building their online community, rocking their sales process, and finally feeling confident about how they promote themselves and their marketing. On this show, we talk about tips to grow your business, save yourself time, and finally be able to create a sustainable, profitable business. Let's get into it.
Okay, hello everybody. Today we are talking about sales, and the reason why I haven't been going live in here for quite a while is because I've been enjoying the fruits of my labor due to sales and marketing, which if you guys are under 10K months in your coaching business, the reason is probably, well, the first two pillars you gotta crush in your coaching business would be your sales and marketing and getting those two things going and consistent. And I've just been not taking off from my business this summer, but it's been nice to see the fruits of my labor from the last 2.5 to 3 years in my coaching business, with all the effort I put into systems, sales, marketing, etc., which is what I teach my clients to do. And what I'm excited about and revved up about right now is helping my clients with sales, because I see so many of you guys struggling to convert with clients, afraid to say your prices, constantly getting shut down for your prices. And so what I wanted to talk about today and here is, and I hope you guys can see me, I can't see the comments, I'll have to go back, and check them later. Because otherwise this would turn the words backwards for you if I had it on a selfie mode. So anyways, we're going to be talking about 4 parts to your sales to help you make more conversions, help you book more clients. And before we do though, I want to talk with you a little bit about some stories and what happened last night on my small group call. So what's happening this month in August is I'm bringing back my superhero sales method program, which teaches how to close your clients, convert people. And we had so I teach you both the strategy to be getting sales calls and have strong sales calls and make it not feel like sales calls. And I also help you with, now we have a new person who I've partnered with who's going to actually teach you how to fully, mindset-wise, own your sales and work through any limiting beliefs through hypnosis and through coaching, to help you pair both the strategy and the mindset together. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to have a guarantee to help you improve your current sales metrics. So if you don't make your investment back, you just continue the program and we figure out what the heck is going on until you do. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you will have to apply for something like that. As far as the self-study version of the superhero sales method, we have that too. But just drop sales below. And I also want to be really quick to put in my superhero sales journal link. Oh shoot, I'll have to do it later, but I'll do it later. And because I can't type right now where my tripod's set up. So if you want the sales journal, just comment sales journal, I'll send it to you later. Okay, so let's talk about the 4 pillars for your sales. So before you even get to these 4 pillars of sales, you have to have 3 things to make your sales easier. And that comes in with your lead gen and marketing. So that's with know, like, and trust. We all know that, right? Know, like, and trust. And that comes first in your coaching business. And obviously, leads who know, like, and trust you. Okay, so if you struggle with this part of the puzzle where you're not even getting discovery calls or you're not even getting a really fair chance to sell ever, that comes first, and I teach that as well, but that's not what we're talking about today. So if you struggle with that, I have a 6-figure framework masterclass, and I guess I can send you that too. So just comment 6-figure masterclass if you want that replay to start you off. Okay, so let's say you have this now and you're getting some discovery calls, but they're not converting. Well, let's talk about what are these 4 pillars of sales that lead people to buy from you or want to buy from you. Okay, so we have one emotion, okay? We'll talk about that one first. And I'm trying to figure out my little setup here, so I hope I'm not blocking this. Okay, emotion, logic, fear, and urgency. Okay, so let's talk about this one first. This is the most important one. Okay, so how many of you guys have bought something from someone because you knew them, you liked them, you trusted them, and you felt this emotional connection, you felt that you wanted an outcome that you were emotionally attached to? Yes, we all feel that way when we buy something a lot of the time, okay? So this is, when it comes to emotion, what you want to think about are what are the pain points and goals of your ideal client, and make sure that you take such an interest in listening and learning about what emotionally motivates them. So we're not manipulating, because if we can't solve someone's problem, the whole point of all this is not, the goal here is not to make a sale. The goal here is to eliminate someone's problem. Okay? So if your program or product or custom offer does that for someone, great. So what we first have to do to see if we can eliminate the problem for somebody is listen and learn about what emotionally are they dealing with right now. What are their pain points? What are they frustrated about? What have they tried that has not worked? What have they wasted time on? Then listen and learn about this, because what you want to do is make sure you don't guide them down where they've already been, and you want to also make sure that you emotionally understand what's important to them. What are their values? What do they treasure? Do they treasure their time? Do they treasure their family? Do they treasure their money? What is it that they really want out of working with you? Because when you guys have that clear, conversation, you're going to be able to better deliver. And you can't read your client's mind, so you really want to know what emotionally motivates them. This is all learning to see if it's a fit to work together, if you guys are going to make a good team. The second part is logic. So what they're going to obviously care a little bit about what you offer. That's bad small handwriting. And they're going to logically think, well, could I do this myself? Could I outsource this? Could I do it at my local gym rather than work with you as a health coach online? Like, what logically they are going to think about, what's the best deal I can get? What's the best value I can get? So that's going to play a small role. But let me tell you right now, this is going to take priority over this. So if you guys have always been leading your calls with, hey, just so you know, my coaching program is 12 sessions. Each session is an hour. It has this many workbooks. That doesn't matter at all to them if you haven't addressed this. Okay, the features will never be the thing that make the sale. What makes the sale is communicating, knowing confidently that you can eliminate somebody's problem, presenting what that solution is for them, and going at it that way once you know these things, okay? So the logic is going to be really important, but not as important as number one. It's really not, okay? Then we have fear, but I'm going to say this. You do want them to have an idea of tangibly what you offer. I don't like it. I don't know about you guys, but I hate when I'm on a discovery call and somebody's like really vague and they're like, yeah, like, we'll see how it works. Like, you'll get some coaching sessions, you'll get some, time in a group and all that. I'm like, well, okay, what are the specifics? Like, what are the success stories? Please be clear. I don't want to just not know what I'm buying. I don't want to buy air. Okay, I want to know actually what's in it. That's just me because I'm very logical, sometimes more logic than emotion. Okay, so then the third thing is fear. Okay, and fear is this is where we got to be careful. You do not want your clients to buy from you out of fear, because a lot of out of oh my God, I just feel like I'm a hopeless victim in despair. Help me. Here's my money. you don't want to work with clients like that. You want to work with clients who fear not taking action, but don't fear that they can't do it, okay? So when it comes to your sales calls and working with clients, you want to get a feel for why now? Why is this important to them now, okay? Because if it's important to them now because they know time's flying by, they know they're getting older, they know they have a purpose and a mission and they want to help people, they feel afraid of not doing what they've been meant to do in the world and having more years pass by, that's a good sign. But if they're afraid of taking any action, or they need somebody to, like they're coming at it from a hopeless place, that client might not be a good fit for you. So you really want to ask them questions like, why now? Like, what are you afraid of? What's been keeping you stuck? And when you understand their fears, you can, again, understand how you can help them eliminate their problem. And then the last part is urgency. And by the way, if you guys have questions, put them in the comments. I'll go answer them shortly after this. So let's talk about urgency here. Urgency means that it's relevant to them right now, okay? So that means you have to know which camp they're in. Are they somebody who is aware they have a problem and they're ready, aware and ready to solve it? Are they unaware they even have a problem, but they technically need help? Or are they aware and comfortable? Okay? So none of these are necessarily wrong or bad. It's just we all have different phases when we have a problem. This one is where, most people who are doing ads on Facebook, this is the kind of group they're trying to target. People who are ready to buy, they're aware they have a problem, they know their pain points, and they're so sick of it that they need help. Okay? And then, well, actually, I'd add one more. Aware, but so bad, oh boy, my handwriting, so bad, they're not looking for you. Okay. So, actually, never mind, forget that. We'll talk about this one. It kind of falls under that. Okay, so they're aware and ready, and that's the golden gems and who everybody is speaking to with their marketing, and that's fine, and that's good. You can find out if somebody's aware and ready by having an application form before a sales call. Let's talk about this middle one. Unaware and need what you have to offer, okay? So maybe somebody feels really low energy, can't figure out what's going on, and maybe you help with like chronic fatigue. They might need you, but they're not like, they're also just they don't pay attention, they think that's normal, they're not really looking for help, they're just like in it and they don't really care that much. So that's the group this is not the fit, okay? And then the last group with urgency, so this is where you want to be with what your marketing, what your talking points are, what the pain points your marketing are, for people who are aware and ready that they need help with this. But you also want to talk to these people in your marketing. They maybe are aware that they have a problem, but they've been too comfortable up until this point. And sometimes they need that extra, kick in the butt, or, awareness of why they don't want it, why you don't want them to hit rock bottom, or something like that. So let me kind of rephrase this. Your job is to figure out what is so important to my audience right now that they would pay for it, they would follow through, and they're ready. Your job is also to think about, have I presented to my audience problems that they know they have, and maybe they've been bottling them up, or they haven't been paying attention, and I want to draw their attention to it, and I want to explain to them the consequences. Like, for example, if you know that in your story you had to hit rock bottom before you took action, and you don't want people to have to do that too on their journey, those kinds of marketing posts, storytelling posts, etc. would be good for provoking the urgency. Okay, so when it comes to your sales, and you can also have urgency in your pitch, meaning, you know, the doors are open to this for only 2 weeks, otherwise you gotta wait till next year to do the program or whatever, so there is that. And then the last part, and just so you know, like with sales, you wanna eliminate the problem, but you also wanna eliminate friction. So if you can't forget this part, if they emotionally want what you have to offer, wish I had my eraser so I do. Okay. If you're emotionally aware of what they want, and you know you can help provide that for them, you know you can eliminate their problem, but there's still friction, meaning, they're either afraid, they're in another, they maybe, let's say, have already spent money on this and haven't gotten an ROI in the past. Maybe they don't believe in themselves enough. They were wondering if you have a guarantee, etc. That's where you have to come in and remove the friction. So some ways to remove friction are things like offering a guarantee. Would be things like if somebody has friction because they did another program that didn't work for them, getting clear and listening to them about what they didn't like about that program, why it didn't work for them, and making sure in what you recommend for them, they're not going to run into those same problems. Other things you can do with friction, if it's more they don't believe you yet, you can send them social proof and testimonials. If they're not sure because timing, you know, what you can do there is you can you want to get clear on, well, why is this the wrong time, and is that a true reason, or is that just your lower self or comfort self trying to keep you stuck and not, you know, help you move forward? And so ask when will be the right time and see what you can do there, if you can follow up with them at that time, things like that. So there's a ton of things you can do to reduce friction. That wasn't what I was planning the video on today, but I do want you to know that all this stuff works together and all of it's needed in your coaching business. So if you struggle with this, if you struggle with sales, if you struggle with closing, if you struggle with fear around sales, because if you show up scared, they're not going to feel good about the offer either, then just go ahead and comment sales journal below. We'll send you the sales journal. The Superhero Sales Method program is open now. Like I said, this time with both the tactical strategy coaching from me and how do you lead your discovery calls, how do you convert discovery calls, how do you track that stuff, but then also the mindset stuff. And last night I forgot to mention this earlier because I got off on a tangent. We had a group call and my partner was able to do some of his magic with my clients in the Zero to Hero Coach program. And it was so cool to see the transformation, because they would start out talking about their sales fears. They'd be like this, and they'd say, you know, I'm shy, or I'm timid, and I feel like I don't own my worth, and blah, blah, blah. And as he would ask the questions and get them to a different state, it was so cool to see. And so one of my clients was able to shift to this belief that she used to think sales had to be forceful, and you had to be like a traffic cop, right? Like, go over here, do this, and that's how she saw sales. But she was able to shift to seeing sales and calls to action as just guiding, like safely, like being a traffic director, flight cop, I don't know, it was so weird. It was an interesting analogy. I can't remember the exact phrasing of it. But guiding people safely, protecting her peeps, preventing them from going through what she had to go through. And she just was able to shift her beliefs in like 15 minutes. It was pretty cool to see. So anyways, the bottom line is, one last note. You have to, when it comes to sales, focus on the state you're in and less on the action. So I think so often we get so worked up about, did I say it perfectly? Did I go in the perfect order? And then we get so worked up about that our state is nervous. It's, did I do it right? It's, I messed up. Instead, focus on the state of wanting to help someone, wanting to serve, wanting to solve their problem, being committed to saving them from mistakes you've made. And your state showing up in that way, confident, not attached to the result, but attached to their results, attached to their wanting their success, that's going to be so transformative when it comes to your sales. And yes, you will need to know those things that impact their buying decisions that we just talked about, but at the same time, you have to show up in the emotional state that is attractive and confident and wanting to help them as well. So I hope this helps.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. And if you liked it and want to reserve your very own free sales audit, go to haileyrowe.com/strategy-call to book your very own free sales audit. On the call, we'll talk more about the common concerns you get from your ideal clients, how to overcome those concerns, how to coach through objections, how to change your mindset around sales, and improve your sales process so you can be closing and converting more clients. I can't wait to connect with you, and go to haileyrowe.com/strategy-call to take the first step. Thanks so much. Have a good day.